Okay, we've got minutes from April 20th, which I was not here that evening. We had family emergency. You guys are...
I found them enjoyable.
Anyway, I will make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
I can vote on that too, so I will.
I'll vote yes on that?
Yes.
Okay, this is the first meeting of the month. We do schedule reports from the zoning department and the township highway superintendent, and Mr. Kitco is here, and we're going to get a zoning report.
They should all have a copy of the activity for the month of April. We did process 13 applications. Did have 3 new houses. And of course, with the 3 new houses, we had a couple of 3 new decks as well. We spent quite a bit of time down at the corners with our cases. But things picking up a little bit as far as new housing starts. We did have a variance request before the Board of Appeals that may come back into a judgment entry at some point in time down the road or somewhere along that line. So just be aware of that. Other than that, that's about it.
Frank, along those lines, I see they're breaking up the Causeway Bridge going south on 44, concrete. I wonder where that's going.
I don't know if it's going there or not. I have not seen it, but there
Late
is
last night.
some asphalt got there somehow. Now it's grinding, so
It's just grindings that ended up there?
there's a small pile of grindings, yeah. And of course, they, just so you know, they did grind all 4 lanes between Solon and Bainbridge last week. So.
In our complaint with this, which is gone, it was to have concluded, by the way, on March 31st, and it did not. Did we cite that they're bringing in more material?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I think both Emmerich and myself signed that affidavit.
Okay. Anyone with any questions related to zoning? Anyone at all? We'll move on to Emmerich Gordon, and we'll get the township road report.
Okay, Auburn Township Road Department report for April 2015. April came and went without any appreciable snow. The total road salt usage for the winter season was 1,978 tons. The new average yearly use is 1,762 tons. Currently, we have approximately 1,000 tons of de-icing material in the dome from the 2014 contract. All snow service equipment has been removed from the trucks. Cold patching was done prior to the asphalt plant's opening with 2 tons of material used on various roads throughout the township. Work began on Ascot Lane with full depth repairs. The patching done last winter is intact. The new areas are being addressed and the road being ready for resurface next year. Some surface patching was done at Adam Hall. There are 2 spots that full depth repair is needed. These will be done prior to any paving that we do up there with Todd Lamb. The roadside cleanup was a success with more volunteers this time than in the recent past. There's a lot of people showed up. However, illegal dumping did occur at the garage over the same weekend with debris and equipment from a horse farm deposited in and around the dumpster. So that was, and Chief, I did talk with you about that possibly.
I did go up. Nothing.
Okay. Once again, roadside cleanup is for the roadside, and we do get a dumpster that is donated to us to save your items for large items. Ditching requests are being received, and I ask all for their patience as road surfaces are attended to first. I do have a running list that we keep for residential ditch requests. Just give me a call and I'll get you on it if you do have a concern. A reminder to Auburn citizens, large item cleanup day for senior citizens. There's 2 days, June 4th and 5th, which is a Friday and Thursday. The Thursday and Friday, correct, prior to the Saturday. First Saturday in June. Make sure to call the Geauga Department on Aging to get on the list. And we're able to satisfy, I believe the last couple of years, anywhere from 85 to 100 seniors did realize this service. Large item day, as always, is the first Saturday in June, this year being the 6th. And that's what I got for you, gentlemen.
You mentioned we got a fee schedule here, which we set up some nominal fees for that, and it's limited to Auburn Township residents. Car or small pickup truck load, $7. Full-size pickup truck load, $10. Tires on or off rims, limit 8 per household. There's no charge because we have a grant on getting rid of those. Proof of residency is required, cash or check. No liquids, paint, rocks, yard waste, household garbage, or hazardous waste will be accepted. Small materials should be consolidated in strong boxes or containers. Unbroken car batteries will be accepted. We'll post that if it's not already posted. It'll be on the board.
What about a couch?
I'll take it.
They'll take it?
Yep.
And what would the price for a good-sized couch be?
Depends on the,
Top of your car, and it's $7.
that's right. Put it in the back of a big pickup truck, and it's 10.
$7 to $10, okay.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for Emmerich? Thank you very much. We'll move into some reports here. We'll start with Mr. Eberly.
Two things I'll just follow up on. We did have a meeting here with our architect, who's doing a review of our facilities in the service garage. And he presented some A, B, and C scenarios. They're in the process of putting some budgetary costs to those, and hopefully we'll have that maybe at the end of this month or beginning of next month. The other thing is I did get we're moving along in the early discussions with ODOT on them doing their study for the driveway between stoplight Washington Street and Taylor May. So the first thing they're dealing with, kind of aside from the whole corner, is they're looking at Mr. Ashbrook's property, because he's got a little bit higher. He's been in there, he's already applied and so forth. So they're working on trying to incorporate his property into a general plan there. So just got a little preliminary thing this morning from him, and I'll get some copies to you guys. But it's, I think it's something we really need to get done.
Do you have any idea of a time frame on a project of this
4
nature?
to 6 weeks.
That's not bad.
To come up with an answer. It's still a little bit of a flexible thing in that it has to do with, say, like, what if some guy came and bought all the property? You might end up with a different answer than if you did with individuals. I think there's 4 or 5 properties down that are south.
Which our zoning actually encourages somebody putting a big piece together.
Yeah, right, exactly. It really does encourage that, and that would be the best thing that could happen. And then, I think I counted 5 owners on that south part. So we're moving along with that. At least we're getting some progress. I also talked to Nick Goris, and he's kind of looking at it. They're a little bit more versant on traffic road delineations than Nick's very familiar with all that, so he's kind of helping us on that.
Good. Nick's with the engineers, right?
Pardon?
Nick is with the engineers.
Or he's with the Geauga County Engineers, right? We have entertained a couple people from Ascot that have called. It's not like I don't think we've discussed that in thorough, but the good news is the patches that we have in there are still holding up fine.
I drove it about a month ago, and it was in better shape than I thought it would be.
So I think that would lead us to getting through. I mean, some of these things we're going in with 10 inches.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think we made that pretty clear at our last meeting with the residents.
Right.
That it was all going to be contingent on how the patching held up.
well, yeah,
How
the patches are holding up. I mean, they're not pretty, but the good news is I think we're going to be able to do 4 inches or
We'll have over the top.
yeah.
We'll have 2 over the top of the existing
Yeah,
6.
Well,
6
no,
or
and
7.
then at the end.
Oh, at the end,
resurface.
3.5. Yeah.
Yeah, so it might be 3.5 and 4. And hopefully end up having a road that'll last 14, 15 years. So it's an ongoing process up there. It's an expensive little process. I want to go in. We're moving along here with activities started down at the park here in a lot of lacrosse was being played and whatnot. Obviously, the dust control is a bit of an issue. I talked to the one neighbor and explained to him we understand we're going to go ahead and put some asphalt down. That should solve that problem. We do need to address this speed of these cars that are going in there because some of it's crazy. And I don't know what part of that driving up a gravel driveway that you got to go 45 miles an hour, but there's a few that are doing that.
What do you do but get the sheriff in there for one of the bigger events?
Well, we've mentioned that. And I think we need to get a hold of Jennifer and put the word back out again.
Yeah, for Jennifer. Yeah.
Look, it's crazy, and these people do live right here. So.
Well, speed bumps is an option, but that's always got its own can of worms.
Yeah,
Comes with
so
that.
I don't know if that's
I'm not a fan of those.
As far as enforceable, it's not a journalized road,
I
so
know,
you can't
I
enforce
know.
the speed.
Right.
But he can still
Come in.
be there as,
Well,
as a presence.
Somebody actually going 45 would be charged with something, I would think. That's some type of hazardous operation or something, isn't it?
Yeah, reckless out.
I've seen them charged with less. But
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we need to just address it a little bit, and we don't want this to get out of hand up there. We're also been talking about running the gravel to do the open field path up there. Now, it's important, I think, that we get the gravel spotted up there before we because you're talking, how many loads are you thinking it's going to take up there?
They're going to have to measure that out.
But it's going to be 20.
Oh, yeah. It'll be more than what's through the woods
Yeah,
there.
it's going to be at least 20 dry axles that are going to have to go up there. So you don't want to be driving them on the asphalt.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to spot that up there. Sometime here before.
Is there any,
Sometime in the month of June here. May or end of May, June.
do we have anything else going up there that would require heavy equipment before we get the asphalt in? Gravel pretty much it.
No, that'll be it. And let it get up there and get hardened up a little bit. That's the next thing.
Yeah, I get you, but we really, you're dead on with that. We've got to do something for dust control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. You can't set that off until.
So far, we're still holding our shape and everything.
Yeah.
I think we're in pretty good shape there. So that's the other object that you're trying to do is not lose, the shape of the road and everything, the driveway that we got going up there. So that should take care of that.
Okay. Rest of your time?
That's all I have right now.
Michael?
Okay. I'm going to pick up the one. I just want to thank all the scouts. We're talking Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts.
Really nice turnout there.
Yeah.
Very nice, yeah.
Yeah, we had in excess of 50 people out there picking up the trash, and we filled how much of the dumpster was filled when they finished up just the roadside?
Well, at least halfway to almost 3/4, and we dumped it off at
unsolicited?
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to thank them. And we did interview some candidates for the road department position. And I think the one candidate that really stood out was Mike Fenstermaker. Seemed like he would be a really good fit for the job. I think everybody seemed to have the same feeling. So
I wasn't here for that meeting, but I did have a chance to interview Mike Fenstermaker last time in the round of interviews, so I know the guy, and I agree.
So just want to make a motion that we hire Mike Fenstermaker into the road department.
Second that.
Okay, when do we want to have a starting date?
Tomorrow would be fine.
Okay. All right.
Well, that'll be subject to a 90-day probationary period.
Sure, as any other hire would be.
Standard hire. We have, he has a CDL, but we're having that driving record report come in. He did pass, his drug test and everything, so.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a viable candidate.
All right. John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to have to...
And we, based on his experience and everything he's bringing to the table, I recommend a starting salary of $16 an hour.
It's appropriate. I'll second that.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. I'll concede the rest of my time.
What do you got, Fred?
Not a whole lot. I've got our usual reports, our appropriation summary, fund summary, revenue summary, and payment listing. On the ever popular payment listing, we have warrants 2315 through 2337, totaling $18,798.47. Those warrants are in front of you for your consideration. I'd like to get signatures so I know that everybody's looked at the reports. I do need some money to pay our workers' comp premium. We have a premium from Bureau of Workers' Comp totaling $15,736.24. That's a little bit higher than it was last year, by about $1,000 or so. We do get a discount by filing online, so the total discounted amount is $15,423.09, and that's to be divided up between the general fund for admin and zoning, and the road department, and also money set aside for the fire department for their portion of the premium. So I need to get a motion for a supplemental appropriation of $15,423.09 to pay our workers' comp premium.
Okay. So moved.
Second.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Other thing I wanted to discuss with you was there is the Auditor of State next week. They're putting on a fraud prevention workshop in Columbus. I think it's something that would be beneficial for the fiscal officer position and for the township. We'd be looking at not only fraud prevention in a more forensic sense, but also some practical teachings on how to put in internal controls and some other stuff that we could use to not just prevent fraud, but just to enhance our record keeping and enhance our fiscal operations. So the cost of that is $375. I would like to attend. I'd be willing to even pay for part of the lodgings and room and board. But I was going to ask if the board would be willing to have me go there.
Well, absolutely. And this, we know this is becoming a big issue here. We've had some sister townships that have been hacked.
Right.
So I think would be highly beneficial, and the township should pick up the entire tab for this. This is very important. I mean, they've had those black bales already that have come into, I think it was Chardon Township, where they actually came in, stole everything on the computer, and they held it for hostage and made them pay to get it back. It was out of Russia.
Right.
And they didn't have any safety protocols or any backup, so they were stuck. All the records disappeared. So, yeah, I make a motion to cover the expenses of this trip for the township.
Do we have that in travel and meeting expense?
We have enough appropriated so
All
far.
right, then I agree. It doesn't sound like it's a whole lot of, there's no boxing match or anything you're going to go to anyway.
No. So,
I think we'll pick it up, so I'll second it.
all right. John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
BJ?
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's all I got. Okay. Had Nancy put a lot of mine on the agenda. Got some missing slates at the museum. We got a fellow there's not a whole lot of people willing to go up on a 100-year-old roof and fix a slate, but I got one guy out of Newberry. He's been reasonable. He's done some slate work on my house. I think he's done the museum. I think he was up there 2-3 years ago too. And once again, slate roofs are a century old. Most of them. That's when they went up, and I'm sure that's the age of this one, if not older. And they're good for 100 years, and 100 years is up. So, but he's willing to come fix it. So we're going to have him in. I do not have a quote from him yet. I'm sure it won't be anywhere near the $750 or whatever it is we're authorizing, but I'm just going to let you know that's coming. Memorial Day, I see, Wilma's here, and Carl's here, and John's helped us. We're going to have our little committee meeting 6:30 before the next meeting, if that's okay, if that's all right with everybody. Fred's going to read some names this year. That's good. Got a couple speakers that have got soft commitments on them, so I'm sure we'll be all right there. All the letters have gone out to the Sheriff's Department and Pastor Ron across the street. Kenston's going to send us some, musical. We've had a soloist and a vocalist, and I think it's worked out pretty well, actually. That should continue. So everything, it's coming into place. While we're up at the museum, last fall, I met with a girl, her name, high school girl, that's, of course, they all have to do a mentorship kind of project in their senior year. And generally it's done about this time. And the girl's name is Ashley Bailey. You saw probably a check there that we signed for her today. She's just a dynamite girl. She's I've never met a 17-year-old so into history. This is her calling. She's actually going to go to college in South Carolina and major in something along these lines too. One of the few schools that offer this as a major. And we met 2-3 times up at the museum just to give her some ideas of what it used to look like before we had to load everything out into the pods, and then fix the building and then put it all back. And just like any time anybody moves, nothing ever gets unpacked right. She's done a bang-up job of fixing that place up. It's going to look good. If you come up for Memorial Day and you've seen the place the last couple of years or since the renovation we did up there, I think you're going to be impressed with the work this girl's done. And the check for her was just cost. She's like putting up frames, framing, and she's got a breakdown of it. She's not being paid at all for this, but she does have cost into this. Moved all display cabinets. We're fixing glass on some. Did you guys move? We threw a couple of them out,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah, we threw a few things out that we found up there. But like I said, I can't throw enough praise at this girl because she's done a great job and very necessary and very proud of what she's done up there. So, let's see. At the back, the only other thing I have, at the back of the deeds we signed, do you see Susan attached cemetery regs? Those look good to you? Mm-hmm. Okay. I just wanted to make sure everybody read those too. And that's all I have. Okay. We got some old business. That service garage study we've been talking about. Anything on paper to look at yet?
Next, in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I don't think you were listening to me.
Okay. We talked about roadside pickup day. And the next meeting will also have bid openings for crack seal projects, township-wide, various roads. Cemetery deeds are signed. Talked about the museum. We hired Mike Fenstermaker. Memorial Day ceremony is going to be on Sunday, May 24th. And that's 9 a.m. It's not 8 a.m. Although if you want to come up at 8 a.m., you'll probably find something to do. We're going to meet over there at the school. And if for anybody that hasn't been to one before, do a short parade down the driveway, up Auburn. The road will be closed by the sheriff's department to the first driveway into the cemetery, and then we all assemble over here where we do the reading of the names of all the Auburn Township veterans of all wars. And that's how we start the day. We finish it about an hour later, approximately, at the other cemetery where we'll have our speaker and the second half of the ceremony. And you're all welcome. Senior trash pickup day, I'm regret for that.
I need to get a quick motion before we're done.
Okay. Once again, they got a call. Department of Ed, you can buy when?
This month.
This month. Okay.
It has to be this month.
Okay.
We've taken them up and we've actually covered the stragglers, but as long as they call
All right.
within the month of May, they should be good.
All right. We read off the list of fees for township pickup day or cleanup day on June 6th. And you want a motion to approve that?
Yeah, I just need to get a motion on this. So it's official.
Okay, I'll make the motion that we approve that fee schedule that we read earlier.
One second.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
BJ?
Yes. Okay, any public comment about anything at all? Yep.
Question, what does Kimball Midwest do? It sounds like a piano company, but I'm sure, in the old days.
It's another supplier of industrial equipment and supplies.
Okay, used in conjunction with what?
With the road department.
Okay, so, all right, so it's tar or?
Safety supplies, equipment, asphalt supplies, anything to do any working on the truck, tools, hand tools, stuff like that.
Okay, not a piano company, huh?
No, I wish it were.
Okay.
It does sound like one though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, anyone else?
Just one more comment. It's about, okay.
Where's the Auburn Park?
Oh, Munn Road. The entrance is off of Munn. It's there's a sign there, a set of gates.
I think I know where it's at. Right by the East Washington intersection.
North of there, right next to that. Not too far from that fellow right next to you over there. So, he'll tell you. About a half mile up the road. About a half mile, give or take. And west side. It's you can see the building now in the back. Fields are up there. There's a walking trail. It's a park that's under construction. We're getting some use out of it, and it's something that the this board and the previous board's been working towards for a long time. So, thank you. Yeah.
Do you happen to know how long the walking trail is, the distance?
The existing one?
Yeah, the existing
5/8 of a mile.
5/8 of a mile. It's kind of nice, through the woods. Yeah. You're welcome up there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, just remind everyone about tomorrow's election.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
And so, they have moved precinct D up to Adam Hall. So all the voting precincts are up at Adam Hall now. So if you go to Sun Valley, you'll be knocking on the door, there's going to be nobody home.
And people will look there too, because that's just how it works.
That's right.
They're going to put a sign up there, I would assume.
Yeah, you know so.
Okay. Anyone else? Going once and going twice. Thank everyone for coming tonight. And
I vote yes.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I will second that. Do you guys need those signed? Just bring Mike. You can get him. Yes.
Yes.